you so much. It is a delight to be back again this morning to speak to all of you. When Sherry called me this past week and asked if I would stop by and talk about leadership, I was just delighted to have this time this morning with all of you. You're each leaders, and I honor all of your leadership and what you're each doing in our community. I'm Mary Singer, CEO of CRG Squared Sustainable Solutions. It's a company that helps small and medium companies align their sustainability goals with large corporations. It's all about saving our natural resources, good air, good water, not putting the things in our landfills, really being good stewards for our community and for Mother Earth. So it is really a delight to talk about leadership because I think we each have a role in leadership, and it's very hard when I think about leadership to put it in an exact definition, because it really is part of our journey, and we're called to lead at different times in our lives for different reasons in our lives. We know what leadership is, but it's very hard to put it in that box and say this is leadership. But we do know leadership when we see it, and we do know leadership when we see people that are in our organizations, in our communities, that are good leaders. Just because you have a title doesn't mean you're a good leader. Just because you have a position and you're making the money doesn't mean you're a good leader. So we tend to confuse leadership sometimes with management and organization or operational skills, but that's not really what leadership's about. I've seen many companies promote great managers into a leadership position in a company, and it doesn't work. It just does not translate many times. So what makes the difference? What is that difference about leadership? I think the characteristic that I see many times and find in common is the ability to listen, see where boldness and action can change the way things are being done. And that really is the characteristics that I see for great leaders. The other thing, when that's translated into the ability to make something happen, that environmental of inspiring those that are taking their time to serve, if we're in nonprofits, the environmental in our work environment, finding that encouragement to know that showing up, even if you are in management or operational, that you're making a difference because that leader is allowing that energy to be fulfilled to the greatest power. One of the things that I started thinking about in this leadership presentation this morning is it really is a journey. When I was younger, I was not at a place in my life to be a leader in certain things in regard to my community. But because I've been bold and ready to move forward and act on things that have been inspired and incubated in my heart, I believe that we're called to use that in our life. And that's the work I'm doing today. I have used my ability and strength and knowledge around managing efficiently for large buildings in our community. And I've taken that conversation and now used it to say, buildings are a part of it, but we've got to connect people in our community to saving our natural resources. We must connect other parts of the conversation around environmental to all of us in this community and lead that conversation so that we do have natural resources for our next generation. That really is what saving and caring and being good stewards for our natural resources is all about. That we care enough today to make good choices and take action on those good choices so that our children and our grandchildren have good air, have clean water, have an earth that is not filled with trash. So those are the things that I've been inspired in my life the past several years to start leading and making a difference. I'd like to share a brief story with you. Part of the work is taking the big conversation around saving resources, working with small business. But a few months ago, I had the inspiration to start talking about the nonprofits that I'm involved in. They all have amazing leaders, just like each of you in the room, that are serving on their boards. What if I could take that message back to these nonprofits and show them ways that they could start being a lot more sustainable and creating that in their organizations within this community? And I've just finished my first sustainability audit for Leadership Memphis, and we rolled it out yesterday for the board. And the excitement and enthusiasm of overlaying what they're already doing in inspiring great leaders in our community, but visually, and then in their curricula to start having context and great opportunities for Leadership Memphis to do some things differently. It's just so exciting to be a part of that conversation and influence some things that will hopefully inspire a change in the future leaders for Memphis. So I'm delighted to be here today. I'm delighted to be considered an environmental leader in our community. I am delighted to know each of you and the leadership role that you each play in our community. And I'm now available if there's any comments or thoughts. Thank you.
I know you're being shy right now, but there has to be somebody that has a question for Mary. She has a wealth of knowledge. So, comments, questions.
I have a comment. Mary, one of the things that you mentioned was the distinction between management and leadership. And I thought that was, I thought you said that well. I would want to punctuate that so that people understood that management is task-oriented.
Correct.
Leadership is, and I don't want to use the word spiritual, but it is a much deeper connection. And I thought you just brilliantly did that. I just wanted to plate it up because I thought that was a comment that needed some accentuation.
And Terry, I love the way you expanded on that. That's really, sometimes I'm not good at creating that voice, but I love the way you expanded on that. That's very good in my intentions.
And the one thing that I want to add too is you talked about in your journey to leadership, what made you move forward was your boldness, your willingness to move forward, to take action. And you didn't say it, but I know, because I know you, that it's from the heart, that you were really driven by passion. So that's just a shout out to you.
Thank you very much, Shelley. Thank you for being a dear friend. The journey is something that is inside of us, and when we live it from the inside and then move outward with it, that's when we can be the most effective. I was thinking about leadership within family. You know, many of us are struggling with elderly families, and when you've got siblings, sometimes there's much discussion about an elderly mom or dad's care. And being bold and being willing to act in spite of the voices that might be happening in reference to a family it takes a lot of energy and emotions. And I had that happen in my life. And so being bold is what it's about, and taking that action. Thank you very much.
Mary, we have outside coming in, we have Bruce Orped in the back here that is tweeting, and he says, at BO Coffee, attending Business Over Coffee networking event, it's loaded with great fellow networkers, speakers, and referrals. Thank you so much, Bruce. Everybody give it up for the virtual audience that's going on out there. And we are also checking our chat line on our live streaming to see what's going on there. We'll be getting back with that virtual audience shortly. We have over 5,000 that have hit into that on that particular channel. Just to let you know, some of the things that happen, and this is for the virtual audience as well, is when this particular link of this video is done, it will go from Ustream, it will stay there, so you'll get the hits there, and this is good for you to know as business owners. It will then be transferred to our website, so you'll get the hits there. It will also go into a blog. So you'll get the hits there. And it will be transferred to our YouTube. So our website has over 1,150 members, and our YouTube has had over 200,000 hits. So you're looking at a lot of coverage. We also sometimes will take these videos and download them to audio and play them on BOCI Talk Radio, which has had over 60,000 listens. So when you look at the numbers, we're bringing